Coverage you can count on at 11 starts now.
Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Adriana Lawrence. Tonight we have new details about the temporary suspension and reinstatement of 8 Apache helicopter pilots who wowed crowds along the Grand Strand during last weekend's salute from the shore. News 13's Annette Pegler explains.
Adriana, those pilots are now cleared to fly again. And in a late email Friday, Major Lisa Allen from the South Carolina National Guard says the military does not have, quote, sufficient information about where the complaint came from that led to the initial suspensions.
Less than a day after 8 Apache pilots were suspended from flying as a result of an investigation into the salute from the shore flyover on the 4th of July, Defense Department spokesperson Sean Purnell announced in a Facebook post that the suspensions have been lifted. On Thursday, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster and Congressman Russell Fry publicly called for the pilots to be reinstated. Major Lisa Allen with the South Carolina National Guard confirmed Friday that the Adjutant General returned all 8 pilots to flight status, saying the decision helps to keep the Guard ready to respond for missions. Major Allen went on to say that the after-action flight review has been completed, and that review analyzes what happened during a flight, compares it against the original plan, and extracts lessons learned to improve future safety and mission success. The pilots were all in Title 32 status, which means they are a part of the Army National Guard or the Air National Guard under Title 32 of the U.S. Code, and they remain under the command of the state's governor. Major Allen further explained that with this being the first year the Apache helicopters were part of the salute from the shore, this incident won't prevent them from performing in future years. She goes on to say all military aviation support and flyover requests go through a standardized approval process. Reporting in Horry County, Annette Pegler, News 13.
A shocking animal rescue in Georgetown County turns into a community call for help after dozens of animals were found in what authorities call unlivable conditions. The sheriff's office says 107 dogs and 11 cats were removed yesterday from inside a home on Duck Pond Place in the Wedgefield subdivision. Investigators also found 125 dead dogs on the property. Now the homeowners Ralph and Kimberly Moody now face conspiracy, ill treatment of animals, animal cruelty, and improper burial of animals charges. Authorities say the house is now condemned because of the conditions inside. Staff says the local shelter is now over capacity and needs continued support as they work to care for the rescued animals.
We are incredibly grateful for the community's support. We could not do this without them. We now, between the dogs that came in initially and the dogs and cats that have come in last night, we have over 300 dogs in our shelter. This shelter is designed, we have 54 long stay kennels, so we are so over capacity right now.
Online booking records show Kimberly Moody is out of jail tonight on a $17,000 bond. Ralph Moody is still behind bars. Horry County Police and U.S. Marshals want your help to find this man. Julian Bell is wanted on a string of charges, including attempted murder and kidnapping. Bell is 23 years old, 5'9", and about 220 pounds. His last known address is in the Cox Ferry Road area near Conway. Authorities did not release specifics about his alleged crimes. Anyone with information on Bell is asked to call the Horry County PD. Robeson County authorities say an 18-year-old is in jail tonight, accused in the deadly shooting of a 15-year-old boy. Isaiah Thompson faces a murder charge in connection with the death of Jamison Graham. Authorities say deputies found Graham dead around 4 this morning after responding to a shooting on Henry Berry Road. Thompson also faces breaking and entering, larceny, and felony conspiracy in a separate case. He's being held without bond. As tensions in the Middle East continue to rise, a new report reveals the U.S. learned of an alleged plot by Iran to assassinate President Trump. News Nation Washington correspondent Margaret Chadbourne has the details.
President Trump has survived a number of assassination attempts, reinforcing the constant security risks he faced while in office. Now the White House isn't commenting on this alleged plot, but the new information uncovered by Israel and shared with U.S. intelligence officials is reportedly specific and distinguishes itself from broader threats Iran has made against the president in the past. New and legitimate security concerns surround President Donald Trump after Israel warned the U.S. of an alleged Iranian plot to assassinate the president, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. Earlier this week, speaking at the NATO summit in Turkey, the president acknowledged threats made to his life.
I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're scum.
Those comments came shortly before the president departed the summit, flying home in the older Air Force One plane instead of the newly retrofitted luxury jet gifted by Qatar. The Secret Service urged the president to make the switch out of an abundance of caution amid the escalating conflict with Iran.
Well, I have a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list.
Iran's desire to kill the president is hardly a secret, with threatening images recently seen during the late Supreme Leader's funeral procession. For years, the U.S. government has warned of assassination ambitions after the president ordered the death of top Iranian General Soleimani in 2020.
But how far along Iran got in this actual operational planning, we don't know that yet.
Retired FBI Special Agent Rich Kolko says the focus now isn't the threat itself, but how far the alleged plot may have progressed.
Did they move people, money, weapons? Did they further their plan? And that has yet to be determined.
When it comes to the war, President Trump said today that Iran has asked to continue talks, and the U.S. has agreed. But he reiterated that the ceasefire, which was in place for 3 weeks, is now over. Margaret Chadbourne, News Nation, Washington.
Defense lawyers for the man charged with killing Charlie Kirk went on the offense today in a preliminary hearing. Tyler Robison's attorneys questioned the reliability of DNA evidence that investigators say links Robison to the suspected murder weapon. They also noted ballistic tests on a bullet fragment recovered from Kirk's body were inconclusive.
It's reasonable to assume that anyone living in the household could have contributed to DNA on an object found in that household. There was degradation present in some of the samples.
The hearing will continue on September 1st. After that, the judge is expected to rule whether there is enough evidence to go to trial. Robison is accused of assassinating Kirk during an event at Utah Valley University last September. So far, he has not entered a plea. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Back in our area, the Dillon County Sheriff's Office made 3 arrests in connection with a deadly shooting. Jacoby Palmer and Jaimir Cook both face murder, attempted murder, and gun charges. Authorities did not release the name or charges for the third person. Officials say the 3 are charged with the June 16th shooting death of 63-year-old Joyce Ann McClellan. Sheriff's deputies also seized these 11 guns in connection with the case. Authorities say more arrests and charges are possible. Anyone with information is asked to call the Dillon County Sheriff's Office. Well, check out this video from Horry County Fire Rescue here. Crews are helping fight a wildfire in Brunswick County, North Carolina. According to the North Carolina Forest Service website, the fire has burned 300 acres so far and is currently 60% contained. Count on News 13 for updates. New tonight, the Waccamaw Indian people initiated its new chief. Cheryl Kale takes over for Harold Buster Hatcher, who founded and led the tribe since 1992. Through Hatcher's efforts, the Waccamaw became South Carolina's first state-recognized tribe in 2005.
It is not just about being the voice of the people of the tribe, but listening and finding out what the needs are. And I think that's what I want to do going forward.
It's probably the greatest honor that I had in my life, to be the leader of this tribe. It wasn't me that did everything that God done, but I'm proud that I was part of it.
Chief Kale served alongside Hatcher as vice chief for a number of years. News 13's Cameron Townsend spoke with Hatcher's son this week about his father's legacy. You'll find that story right now at WBTW.com. Frank.
And the heat is back again for tomorrow. Temperatures back into the 90s, but it will be the last day of this heat wave. Plus, our rain chances will continue tomorrow. We did have a few thunderstorms around this evening. That rain chance will be back. I'll let you know if it's going to rain all weekend long coming up.